Hi, everybody. Today, let's talk about the box strategy and how it helps us to multiply two-digit by one-digit numbers. First of all, we start with talking about arrays. Here are two 12 by 6 arrays. Notice that this one on the left, I've drawn all of the boxes in, right? There's 12 rows with 6 boxes in each row. Over on the right, we have the same array. I just got lazy. I labeled the number of rows up the left side. There's 12 rows. And I labeled how many in each row. I just didn't draw all the lines in between. That saves us a little bit of time. But what I want to do here is I want to take this big array, this big 12 by 6 array, and draw a line to split it up into a 4 by 6 array and an 8 by 6 array. So I'm going to look here. I see 12 rows, right? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Kind of divide it right along here. So now I have a 4 by 6 array and an 8 by 6 array. Still a big array of 12 by 6. I just split it in two pieces. I could do the same thing over here, but now I have to use a little more imagination. Instead of 12 up the side, I have a 4 by 6 array, and I just imagine that there's 4 rows with 6 in each row, and then an 8 by 6 array. And again, those two smaller arrays still add up to that same 12 by 6 big array. So how does that help us with multiplication? Well, take a look at this. If I have that 4 by 6 array, that small one, it has a total, 4 times 6 is 24. So there's 24 boxes in that small array. In this small array, the 8 by 6, the total is 48. So again, if I put those two small arrays together, it makes a 12 by 6 array. So 24, that's the total of the 4 by 6, plus 48, that's the total of the 8 by 6. Add it together, I get 72. So that means that my 12 by 6 array is a total of 72 squares. I now know that 12 times 6 is 72. So how does that help us with multiplication? Well, here's an example of using the box strategy to solve 7 times 15. Now, I don't know 7 times 15. I haven't memorized that. But I do know 7 times 10, and I know 7 times 5. I split my 15 up into a 10 and a 5. Now here I've drawn the outline of a 7 by 15 array, right? And notice that the length of my box is much longer because 15 is longer than 7. So I'm going to label my big array here, 7 rows. But on the side where I write 15 in each row, I'm going to split it up into a 10 and a 5. And again, I'm going to break that big array up into two smaller arrays. So now if I find the total for my 7 by 10 array and my 7 by 5 array, I can add it together to find 7 times 15. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 5 is 35. Now I'll just add them together. And my answer is 105. I could have taken that same array and split it up differently too. This time I split up the 7 into a 4 and a 3. So if I know that 4 times 15 is 60, and 3 times 15 is 45, 60 plus 45 still makes 105. Let's do one more example. Here's 16 times 6. I'm going to break my 16 up into a 10 and a 6. So this time I'm taking my 16 by 6 array, and I split up the 16 rows into 10 and 6. Draw my line about here. And for each of those two small arrays, I have 6 in each row. So all I have to do is multiply 10 times 6. I get 60. And my 6 by 6 array, the total is 36. Add them together. And I get 96. And that's my answer. Thanks for watching, and feel free to rewatch and pause as often as you like so that you can figure out what exactly is going on here.